What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Thursday night live stream. I am so happy to be back for this week, doing something a little bit different, of course, as I am only drinking Texas whiskeys. How bananas is that? That I have officially moved my tasting palette from Kentucky to the state of Texas. And I know that some of you might be saying, why would you do that to yourself? And quite frankly, it's because of the generosity of some very, very good people. I'm very thankful for those of you who are in here tonight. Donnie Linux Cat, thank you so much for being in here. Brandon Weiss, hello, my friend. Trev Wilson saying, what a good looking dude right there. Trev Wilson, you got good abs, my friend. Don Nishida's here. ADHD Whiskey. Hello, Matt Porter. You're looking good too, my buddy. Chris Tats all the way from Australia. Eric Black. I think I saw Tammy Brennicky in here as well. So, as I said, tonight is all about Texas whiskey, which is insane. I can't believe that I'm diving into this, but I have to say a huge thank you to Clint Mann, who is one of the listeners of the show, one of the Patreon supporters, patreon.com/myburdenpodcast. And he heard recently on one of our episodes me saying that I hadn't been that big of a fan of Texas whiskey. And he goes, I'm going to send you some. I said, I'm not going to say no to that. And so I received probably about a dozen or so bottles of Texas whiskey from this fine gentleman, and I'm very excited for it. I will say I am prepping my palate with some Kentucky whiskey in my noser, and it was just a little bit of an Elijah Craig store pick. That's all it was. So here's what's on the lineup for tonight. I honestly don't even know what I'm getting into here, for the most part. I sound like a robot. It's strange. Not sure why. Anyway, so here's what I'm drinking tonight. I've got the Iron Root Icarus, which is a straight corn whiskey at barrel proof. Chad Hawley's here. Hello, Chad Hawley. Patrick Starkey's in here. To Meredith and Tony Mercury, or Mercury? I still don't know based on this week's episode. Sorry. I've got some of the Crowded Barrel Alliance Series Texas Whiskey Festival blend. This is very exciting. I had a little bit of this the other night and was very surprised by it. We'll talk about that a little bit later. I've got a sample of the Treaty Oak Distillery's Ghost Hill bourbon. 95 proof. We'll talk about it a little bit later as well. I can't believe I sound like a robot tonight. Maybe I've got a weird filter on. Hold on. I think there's a slight echo. That's what sounds robotish. I'm really sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. Maybe if I turn the audio volume down and I just get closer to the mic, maybe that'll help it a little bit so it doesn't sound like it's reverberating too much. Does that help? I sound like T-Pain. I don't want to sound like T-Pain. If it's unlistenable, let me know and we can try to figure something out. Oh, you know what I bet it is? Maybe maybe that helped? I really don't know. I have no idea what's going on, to be quite frank. Clifton McDaniel's here. Clifton's got a stream right after I do. Okay. I'm going to get back to what it is that I've got going. Okay. Donnie said no. All right. Well, maybe my mic cable? I have no idea. Anyway, sounds like two mics. Oh, maybe it's. Mm, I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what's happening. Anyway, but let's just continue as normal, and we'll figure it out together. Anyway, this next one is the Rocktown 8th anniversary limited edition bottled and bond Arkansas straight right. Well, that's not what? Oh, that's right. Clint's from Texas. Okay. Uh-huh. Sorry. Forgot. Or he's from Arkansas. Or he lives in Arkansas. This is an Arkansas straight rye whiskey. Maybe I'll save this for another time since it's not a Kentucky. I do have another rye though. This is the Balcones Texas rye at 100 proof. Let me try to find an age on it. All I'm seeing is the date, which is October 3rd, 2018. So there's that one. And then, last but not least, excuse me, Chad Hawley said that he was drinking this earlier, and I grabbed it as well. So serendipity, my dude. Garrison Brothers Balmorea, which definitely sounds like diarrhea. But I've had this before, and I actually like it quite a bit. So I'm looking forward to trying this one along with you guys. I'm gonna turn my volume up a little bit more so I'm not having to be right on the mic, since apparently that didn't fix the robot noise. Just don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway, of these five, and I might have a sample of some Iron Root around here too. Which one should I start with? So we've got the Crowded Barrel Alliance Texas Whiskey Blend, the Iron Root Icarus from Iron Root Distillery. I've got the Garrison Brothers Balmorea. I've got the Balcones Rye, and I've also got this Treaty Oak Ghost Hill Bourbon. I'm open to whatever. I have no idea what I'm getting into with most of this. I'm just excited to get into it, period. So you guys let me know in the comments what you think that I should be drinking right now to start off with. Let me know too what you're drinking on. Curious. Also, I do not have super chats activated because I'm not at 8,000 subscribers, but you can do super chats through my PayPal or Venmo or Cash App link, all of which are in the description of this stream just below. So if you want to go check that out, if you'd like to donate to the show, would really appreciate it. Also, by the way, I don't know if I said this. Clifton McDaniel has a stream right after me. We will hop over to Clifton's stream after we're done here. Meredith is saying Iron Root, and nobody else is saying anything else. So I guess we'll go with the Iron Root then. Shoot, we'll do it live. Donnie said, if nothing else, go low to high proof. Okay, so that one's 116. The Icarus is 105. Texas Rye is 100 proof. Treaty Oak Ghost is 95, and the Balmorea is 115. So I'll tell you what, I'll start low proof and I'll go up. Yeah, I'll start with this. If I can put the bottle down, I'll start with the Treaty Oak Distillery Ghost Hill Texas Bourbon Whiskey, 95 proof, 57% Texas corn, 32% Texas wheat, and 11% American barley. Grain to glass on site in Dripping Springs, Texas. Okay. I'm looking forward to this one, man. This is going to be cool. he sent me so much Texas whiskey that like I don't know what to do with it all. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna drink it, but it was just like, holy moly! I thought you were gonna send me samples, and Clint sent me bottles. So Clint, dadgummit, thank you for your generosity, first and foremost. I got a lot to get through. Maybe I should pour less than that. Oof. All right, Treaty Oak Distillery, Ghost Hill, Texas bourbon. Mm, it's a sweet nose. Of course, the corn is kind of coming forward. It is not only it's hmm, it is a wheated bourbon, so I would expect for the corn to come through a little bit more. Excuse me. I definitely don't hate the nose, but it does smell more like a lighter aged whiskey in this case. Um, Eric Black with the first super chat of the evening. He said, "Texas whiskey night, bring on the ferry." We will certainly see what's what happens here. Mm. So this is the thing that I've kind of been discovering with Texas whiskeys. They might taste a little bit younger up front, but once they really get into the finish, it starts becoming apparent that it's got some age to it and that it's got some more flavor to it. Also, uh, Brian Brenicky with the next super chat. He says we have the Balcones Juntes, Lone Elm Crusaders pick, and Balmorey ready to drink with you, Perry. Cheers to you, Brian, and to Tammy as well. Thank you guys. I appreciate you all. But it starts tasting more like a 2 to 3 year old bourbon, uh, and starts to develop more flavors as it edges into the finish. And I kind of like that. I don't mind that for really anything. It's just it's different. It's very different. So, oh, Clint's in here. Hello, Clint. He said I included the rock tone because for some reason I had it in my mind y'all were talking about 100% rise in one of the podcasts way back. Yes, we definitely were. Maybe I'll throw one Arkansas whiskey into Texas whiskey night here a little bit later, but we'll see. I got a couple things to go through, of course. This is I really like this one. To be very honest, this is delicious. I think the nose might be the weak part um, in the whole concoction, but honestly, for the most part, this is a very drinkable and enjoyable whiskey. I like it quite a bit. Chad's back. He said, "What are we drinking?" Um, the Treaty Oak. Let me hold it up. Treaty Oak Distilling Ghost Hill Texas Bourbon Whiskey. It's a wheated bourbon from Texas. Oh, that finish is really nice. It's kind of like a light bubblegum flavor with definitely like sweet citrus notes. Sweet citrus notes. Sweet notes with citrus notes to them as well. I enjoy I enjoy that quite a good deal. I think we started off pretty strong, to be honest with you. I gotta find a place for all this stuff. I'd show you, but my floor in the studio right now is a mess because I don't see much point in putting stuff back into the cabinet when it's just going to come right back out here soon. And nobody's coming in here anyway. I mean, it's just me. I work from up here now, and you know, what's the point? What's the point, man? Okay. I believe this is the next highest proof, which is the Balcones Rye at 100 proof. I think everything else is slightly over 100. So we'll go with this one next. And all of these except for one. By the way, Eric said, "Stop touching your face." I apologize. My eye was itchy. I'm not trying to spread the corona, but the man's got to itch his eye, I guess. I don't know. What am I doing anymore? Let me clean my glass out as well. It's my mindset for making the bed, chat, Holly said. Yeah, it's just like, whatever. Nobody's going to see it, and I'm fine with it the way it is. Okay. So this is a 100% rye mash bill. This is, of course, another rye that Clint sent me. It's not chill filtered. Just crazy. It is really dark. It's a 15-month-old whiskey. Wow. So it's not a straight rye, but it is still a rye whiskey. All right. Pause for cork pop. Ooh. That's a thick cork. I don't have a quarter to compare it to, but you guys can imagine. Spilled a little bit. Okay. 100 proof, 100% rye whiskey. This is exciting. Man. I am so I always get excited to have whiskeys in my collection that I might not have. Tammy said, "Looks like the job is raking you over the coals." I'm pretty worn out, Tammy. I'm pretty exhausted, let me tell you. We had some pretty awful calls this week about unemployment. So I'm not going to get too into it here because it's not something I want to talk about. But it is brutal having to listen to people who are dealing with unemployment issues constantly. So I know it looks like I feel awful in that I'm dead inside and maybe a little bit outside, but honestly, I'm okay. I'm okay. So the puffy eyes will go away, just like coronavirus. Interesting. 100 proof, 100% rye whiskey. It smells grainy. There's some light kind of like butterscotch notes in there. Very interesting. I've never had a 100% rye whiskey at this age. It's not a bad nose by any mean. I'm kind of taken aback by it. Donnie said if they give you crap, recruit them to take calls. The urge is strong, my friend. I will say that much. Cheers, by the way. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Wow. That is definitely a rye whiskey. Ooh. That's got a flavor on it that I've never had on a whiskey before. And people were celebrating this flavor and this item this past Monday. This is a Thursday on April 23rd. If you go back a few days, you'll know what I'm talking about. Um, but then the finish starts to get into like a maple syrup and waffles flavor. Oh, 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 oh. That is weirdly bizarre. It's good. It is good. Don't get me wrong. But it is. That is different. And the nose is really kind of getting into that syrup covered waffle flavor as well. Mm. Okay, second sip, it's not so much that Monday sip. Um, Dill or licorice, what's the weird? So on I don't even know a clever way to talk around that. Um, it is kind of dilly. It is definitely dilly. I will say that much. Dilly dilly. Um, I don't hate it by any means. It's really starting to grow on me. Um, it's just it's a flavor I don't think I was expecting. I think I was expecting much more just like straight up spice, I would say. Um, but it's really good. I don't mind it by any means. It's kind of buttery too, but it kind of kicks you with a spice towards the end and a little bit of alcohol punch. I think the proof, um, the proof, I'm not sure about. I don't know if it's doing good or ill towards this product in general. Um, but I do enjoy this quite a bit. I love that note of like Eggo waffles with syrup on them. It just takes me back to my childhood. Clint says I typically get a lot of chocolate in the Balcones rye, but my bottle has been open for a while. I'm not so much getting chocolate on this one, Clint. But then again, I mean, you did say that it's been open for a bit, so I could come back to it in a month or two and be getting something completely different. So who's to say, honestly? That is good. Really, I'm pleasantly surprised, and not that I don't love high rye rise anyway, but I just didn't know what to expect going into this one. And I'll be very honest with you. This is this is very good rye whiskey. Clint, I told you I didn't think that Texas was doing bad things. I just wasn't sure what the best things coming out of Texas were. Okay, so that's 116. The Rocktown is another 100 proof. I'm going to save that one just in case we get to it. Um, the Balmorhea is 115, and the Iron Root Icarus is 105. Okay, so we'll go with the Iron Root Icarus next. Um, so I've gone from a wheated bourbon to a 100% rye whiskey, and now to a straight corn whiskey. A little bit of more, little bit of more, little bit more information on this one. It is the 2019 edition, 105 proof, of course, 75 or 750 ml bottle, aged 3.5 years. What? Port and peat casks. Holy moly! I've got no idea what's going on with this one. I don't even know what I'm gonna be getting into with this. So we'll see what happens here. Brian said I used to go to Texas every month. Even though I love the state, I'm not sad to stay at home for a while. I get you, Brian. Also, Papa Ritter, Grandpapa Ritter, has joined. Dad, have you gotten used to feeling the Grandpapa Ritter name at this point, or do we need to be calling you that every other day so you get used to it? Anyway, in the meantime, pause for Cork Pop. That was great. That was a great pop. Also, this is batch 2. This is from May of 2019, so this bottle is almost a year old. Bottle shape kind of reminds me of the Angel's Envy shape. It's a little bit difficult to pour from, but it's not that bad. I don't mind it. I think overall it's kind of it's a more interesting bottle style than the Angel's Envy is. Yeah, distilled from grain in Denison, Texas. Dad says it's all cool. Good to hear. Anyway, I honestly have no idea what's going to come with this one. Um, so it's a straight corn whiskey, 105 proof, 3.5 years old. Again, aged in port and peat casks. I don't know what anything means in that. Well, what some of it means. Chad is jealous that I have this bottle. I don't know anything about this bottle. Honestly, this I didn't even know that this existed until I opened up the package from Clint. Also, Steven's here. Hello, Steven Sussman. How are you, my friend? He says, I always forget when your stream starts, Perry. I'm always late. 8:30 every Thursday now. It's definitely corn flaky. It's got it's got like a Frosted Flakes smell to it. But I think those port notes from the port barrels is really kind of coming through as well. Um, Also, this was purchased on site at the Iron Root Distillery on July 6th of last year. I think it was at the beach on July 6th of last year. Show the bottle again. Iron Root Icarus. I look weird through the bottle. Well, it's not just that it's very corn forward for you, Steven. This is a corn whiskey. So, I've not had a traditional rye bourbon yet tonight, and I will soon. But I haven't even gotten to a traditional rye bourbon by this point. Mm. Alcohol burn and corn up front eases into that Frosted Flakes, and it is very vanilla and sugar heavy into the mid palate and the finish. And as the finish kind of progresses, it starts getting a little bit more into the tannic flavors of the barrel. I mean, the oak is definitely present. I think the proof is really helping it in that regard. Wow. This is not the first thing that I would reach for, but this is really delicious. I mean, this is so good. Oh my gosh. And that finish just keeps going. Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm still feeling the frosted flakes flavor from the beginning of the sip into the finish. It is. This is really a very, very good whiskey. As I hide behind the bottle a little bit. I don't know what's happening anymore, y'all. I've gotten to that point. So because I'm working from home, like I've gotten to that point where I'm like, do I even recognize social norms? Really, I'm not sure. Tammy said Iron Root has some of the most unique blends going on. In fact, quite a few of the Texas distilleries have a ton of unique blends they're coming out with. Brian said, for corn whiskeys, I have a Balcones True Blue Cast Strength Total Wine pick that makes me want to go back to Texas, even with the current travel situation, to get another one. Nice. I think I have a True Blue as well. So this is just a selection of the Texas whiskeys that Clint sent me. I still have quite a few that I haven't even gotten to yet. And that probably warrants doing like an entirely separate stream besides this one. Chad said I'm stream hopping, so forgive me if I'm in and out. Dude, all good. Just happy you're here, Chad. He said I've never been lucky enough to find this one, though. I've heard great things. Really, truly, this is a phenomenal whiskey. This has been my favorite one so far, by far. This is really so good. Chad said also the True Blue cast strength tastes amazing like cheesecake to him. I love cheesecake. My two favorite desserts are carrot cake and cheesecake, which traditionally I feel like neither, even though they are both called cake, are even really considered to be cake. So, yeah. Brian, I don't even feel like it's just amazing for a corn whiskey. I think it's just very good. I think that we can just kind of say wholeheartedly that this is a very good whiskey. It doesn't have to be qualified just as, corn whiskey. I think it's just solid through and through. I love this. I really do. This is going to be one that I feel like I hold on to for a little while. That being said, I've got plenty of these that I am. There's no way I'm drinking all of them anytime soon. I'd like to do some kind of blend with these as well at some point. I don't even know what I would call it. The everything's bigger in Texas blend. I don't know. Who's to say? And it's so drinkable at 105 proof. It really is. I think it drinks less than 100, but not more than 95. So 95 to 100 proof range is where I kind of would sit this. But if I had one flavor note that I would have to give on this, it would have to be Frosted Flakes. It's just through and through a sweet whiskey. But it hits the spot, though. And it's a spot that I didn't know needed to be itched. I'll say that much. Oh, okay. Well, we're just clanging bottles together, like, whatever. Dang it, this is so good. There's a lemon zest on the nose, too, and some. What's Chad been saying recently? Tea? I don't quite get tea on this one. But it's definitely citrusy. Also, you guys like my quarantine mullet? I need to get a haircut so badly. I wish I had gotten a haircut before everything hit, but I missed it. Steven said, I'm drinking the Curtis Classic, just some good old McKenna. Nothing bad about that. Eric Smith jumped in for a bit. He said, cheers, everyone. Got to head back to work. Can't wait for an 8 a.m. Perry pour. Maybe I'll wake up and have a Perry pour with you tomorrow, Eric. Who's to say? Also, cheers to you, and thank you for your work on the front line of our medical services. Everybody say cheers and thank you to Eric. The man's doing good things. He's doing good things. Steven said, just cut your own hair. I actually cut my sideburns the other day. They were driving me so crazy, and like I just was sitting here working, and I was just messing with it. I was like, this is just killing me. And so I just got out my scissors on my pocket knife, and I actually like cut my own sideburns. So I'm fully capable, I guess, of maybe destroying my hair, but who's to say? Okay, so I've got 2 left from the Texas whiskey selection, and I've also got this this Rocktown rye as well. I think I'm going to wind up getting to the Rocktown rye. I may as well. Man, the cork, or the wax rather, on the Garrison Bros Balmorhea, it's intense. I gotta use a knife. Brian said, I have clippers and unfounded confidence that I am amazing at cutting my own hair. I feel like all of us have unfounded confidence in our ability to just take care of ourselves during this time. But on the other end of it, we're going to come out feeling like we are very appreciative of those who are specially trained in those fields. Dad said I was working on my dreads. No, I wasn't. Let me clean out my glass real quick as well. One for the glass. One for me. Gotta stay hydrated. Maybe that might be my new thing on my live streams. One for the glass and one for me. Okay, so this is a 375 version of the Garrison Brothers Balmorhea. It is 115 proof, Texas straight bourbon whiskey, cooked, distilled, barreled, and bottled by Garrison Bros in High, Texas. And the side says, homegrown and handmade Garrison Brothers Texas straight bourbon whiskey, aged 2 years in new white American oak barrels. Transferred to a second new white American oak barrel and aged another 2 years. So this is another one that could go into our double-barreled flight that we've been talking about. Either way, I'm excited for it. Dad's tapping out and going to watch the draft. Bye, Dad. Love you. All right, cork pop to say bye to Dad. Whew, okay. Whew. That was quite the pop. Okay. I'm excited for this one. I am. Oh, that is dark. Oh my goodness. Look at how dark that is. This is 4-year-old whiskey. Oh my goodness gracious. I don't think. Actually, I do. We're going to do a little side by side here because I'm curious what the color difference is between um, simultaneous cork pop action. It was it was really stuck in there. Let me tell you. But I want to see what the difference in color is between the Balmoral and the Woodford Double Oaked. So I didn't pour as much of the Double Oaked, but so here's the Double Oaked, right? This is the Balmoral. The Balmoral is 4 years old, and I think that the Woodford Double Oaked is like 6 to 8 years, maybe not even that long. I'd have to go back and actually look at the age and everything. But it's for 4 years old. That is a bananas color. I mean, my goodness. I poured that Woodford Double Oak, and I'm not even entirely sure why I did that. But anyway, okay. It's time for some Garrison Brothers Balmoral. Oh my gosh. That nose is phenomenal. Caramel s'mores oak over the top bomb on the nose. Brian said it's so easy to overage in Texas. I don't feel like it's overaged though. I just feel like it's aged differently. It's smoky. It is smoky on the nose. Clifton said, I don't think I've had Texas whiskey over 3 years old. Clifton, when you come in next, I definitely need to get you to try this. This is crazy. Okay. To be fair, I'm not as crazy about it on the palate. I think it's still very good. Once the finish kind of starts to set in, that's when it becomes more of what I was anticipating on the nose. It definitely is introducing kind of those standard, like, double oaked characteristics. Hmm. It gets better the longer it's on your palate, and it continues to improve. I would venture to say that this ain't half bad. Seriously, this is between this and the Icarus. I definitely two of the two favorite things that I've had tonight. Um, I it so I have this thing about blind flights. I almost don't want to know what it is going into it because I feel like if I've had it before, I'm going to be biased, right? And I'm going to go, okay, it's that one, and I want to put it over something else. So I'm so much more interested in double blinds than I am regular blinds where, um, I say, I've got these four whiskeys. Pour me an ounce of each and let me drink them blind. I would much rather have somebody go up to the studio, come up here in the studio, pull any four whiskeys and full on double blind them for me. Um, it just, I feel like there's much more truth and much more honesty in the experience behind doing um, a double blind than there is a single blind. I don't know. But that being said, I don't know. What I was getting at is I don't know between the Balmoral and the Icarus from Iron Root which one I prefer. That's all I'm saying. It's just so dark, man. So dark. This is one of honestly, this is one of the best Texas whiskeys I've ever had. Just hands down. I don't know any way to say it. And again, it does start out kind of corny. It really does. But as it gets into the finish, um, it it starts to evolve and it starts to explode in terms of flavor. So I can't be mad about it because there's something to explore behind it. And I think that's what Clint was trying to do. And Clint, I think you're still in here, but if not, um, clarify in the comments. But I think that he was just really trying to expand my understanding and my excitement for whiskey that didn't just come from Kentucky or from places that might have some kind of renown to them. And it's done that. I think that everything I've had tonight has not been unenjoyable. I've enjoyed every pour for different reasons. And I mean, I still have one or two left in the next few minutes. But this is this has definitely been the best one I've had so far. Um, and I look forward to trying more in the future that are not my stereotypical Kentucky straight bourbon whiskeys or ryes. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not. I'm gonna hold on to that one. I'm gonna hold on to that one. Can I also say I didn't talk about this. The label on the Rocktown bottled and bond rye whiskey. I love it. I absolutely love this label. It is beautiful. Ugh. I'll try to post a picture of it on social media soon. But my last Texas whiskey of the evening is the Crowded Barrel Alliance series from the Texas Whiskey Festival. This is a blend. It's aged 24 months. This is bottle 183 out of 1200. It was distilled at the Iron Root Republic, the Balcones Distillery, and the Andalusia Whiskey Company. So cool. 116 proof. It's a blend made up of 29.4% Iron Root Bloody Butcher, 29.4% Iron Root Special Purple, 29.4% Balcones Mirador, and 11.8% Andalusia Striker. It says this is Texas craft, and this is a certified Texas whiskey. I'm so excited to try this one in front of you guys. I Sorry, let me get caught up in the chat. Clint said, absolutely, if you don't like it, great, but at least you have the experience to know. Dude, look, again, I haven't disliked anything that I've had. It's just been not necessarily in my wheelhouse, but I am excited to expand my horizons, of course. Patrick Starkey's back after dinner. Welcome back. Um, Steven said, all right, now to have one that's terrible for content. Fair enough. Fair enough. Tammy said, you need to get to the Bastards Ball, Texas whiskey sipping all day. I would love to get to Austin for the Bastards Ball. Um, I know they moved it to the fall, which would have been great this year, considering everything that's going on. But I have a baby that's arriving in the fall, or else I would have considered maybe doing it um, maybe next year, or maybe the year after. I honestly don't know at this point. We'll certainly see. Okay, so the Carotid Barrel Alliance Texas Whiskey Festival blend. Definitely lighter on the nose than the Balmorhea. But still very fruity. Still very, very sweet. The corn is really popping out. But it's so funny because I just keep coming back to like cereal notes that I'm picking up more than anything. And this one's Fruit Loops. This is a sugary, fruity cereal on the nose for sure. All right, palate time. I don't think I did this one service by having it after the double oak because the youthfulness seems to be coming through, and the just kind of overall lack of age seems to be coming through. Hold on, let me kind of reset so I can try it again. Wherever the heck my water is. Also, it's Bourbon Night Glencairns. It's so funny that like most everything that I've had tonight has had this just like sugary cereal note to it, which again I haven't disliked, but I'm just kind of I'm like a little bit confused by, I would say. And I don't hate it by any means. I just don't know why um I don't know why that's the case. It's okay though. Chris sent a message, but it got retracted. So I was gonna read it out, but I'm not anymore. But I tell you what I think we are gonna do. Um is we're gonna take a 5 minute break because Clifton is about to start his stream as well. We're all gonna go hop over there and have a good time with him. And thank you all so much for hanging out with me tonight. If you're not following the show, of course, it's at My Bourbon Pod on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. 5-star rate and review on iTunes. And then become a patron of the show at patreon.com/My Bourbon Podcast for as little as $1 a month. And we do have super chats, of course, in the links below for PayPal, Cash, and Venmo, if you're able to do that. And let's go ahead and hop off here. Go take a pee break. Go drink some water. Get some pasta, which is what I did before my stream. Whatever. Thank you all so much for being here. As always, we'll see you next week for our next stream. But until then, I'm Perry, and this is My Bourbon Podcast live stream on YouTube, which I guess is how I finish these. Somebody disliked this. Hold on. What? Somebody disliked this stream? Whatever. Who cares? they can leave a nasty comment below. I'll just flag it. Doesn't matter. All right, let's all go over and watch Clifton's stream in here in a few minutes. Bye, guys. Love you all. Thank you so much, as always.